Hey, this is Bauker for Liberty to Travel, and look what the Thai government just gave me. They stopped by our apartment building and they gave me mosquito, ant and cockroach killer, and they also gave me mosquito repellent to put in your body, 7 hours of protection against mosquitoes. So why did I get that stuff? I got that stuff because I got dengue fever. It is a tropical disease that is prevalent here in Thailand and other tropical areas, unfortunately, and it is a mosquito-borne disease. So mosquitoes, they are able to carry the disease from one human being to another. So if they bite someone with the disease and then bite someone else, then that other person is going to have the disease as well. And it's a terrible disease. It completely wrecks your immune system. It destroys your blood, like part of your blood, and it takes a long time for your body to recover from it. So what does it do? It makes you, first of all, it's fever, so it's called dengue fever because one of the main symptoms of it is a really high fever. And so even though it's really warm in Thailand, or at least it was back then, it is actually a little chilly this last week, but it was really warm. It was like 30 degrees and I was shivering cold, like really cold, like wrapped in a blanket, couldn't really go out, couldn't really do anything. So that's one symptom. The other one is I was super tired, like exhausted tired. I was slept like 14 to 16 hours a day, maybe even more. I was in pain, like muscle soreness, like just all over my body, as if I had like a really like long and hard workout, but like it lasted for days as well. Had itching, like, so that was after the fever passed. So the first few days was like mostly fever and these pains, and then after a few days I got like itching all over my body. So that is kind of towards the end of the disease, when you get itchy, like an itchy rash that, like, I didn't really have the rash so much, but I had like itchiness like all over, like in my arms and legs mostly actually. So yeah, horrible disease. I've never been this sick before in my life. Like the most illnesses I've had were like small flus or colds or things like that. This is far worse. This lasts at least a week. Like I've read that the main symptoms last like up to 10 days. I think for me it was more like 7 days. But then it's not over yet. You're gonna be super exhausted after that. You can't really work, you can't really work out, you can't really exercise, you can't really like do very much except for sleep. Like you're gonna need lots and lots of sleep. And actually another thing, hydration. I didn't mention that, but dehydration is another main symptom of the disease, especially in the beginning phase. You're gonna be super dehydrated, so you need to drink loads of water with electrolytes so that your body stays hydrated. So yeah, what happened was I went out drinking on a Friday night, and Saturday morning I woke up with the worst hangover I ever had, or at least I thought it was. Turns out it wasn't a hangover. That is one of the symptoms of dengue fever, is that the first day it feels a bit like a hangover, like you have like a headache, stomach ache, like everything hurts. You're like, oh my god, you know that feeling when you have a really strong hangover, but then it was combined with a fever. And that was a bit surprising to me because I had never had a fever as cause of a hangover before. So I looked up like, can a hangover give you a fever? And the answer is no. If you have a fever, then something else is going on. So it could be that your drinking influenced your immune system a bit and you caught some other disease like a cold or a flu, and that causes a fever. But actually the fact that I had that fever at that time kind of made me worried a little bit about dengue fever. Now the reason is because I have a friend who's had dengue fever before, so we actually messaged him and asked him like, hey, can you describe a little bit the start of the disease and what the symptoms were for you? And he said, like, the first thing he said, it was like, the first day it was like a really bad hangover, and I'm like, oh shit, that's exactly what I feel like right now. Like I have a really bad hangover combined with a fever. I'm worried I have dengue fever. So a few days later, on Monday, I went to the hospital. So that was like the second day, I think, or the third day I had symptoms. Went to the hospital, had my blood checked, and yes, unfortunately, it was dengue fever. They wanted to keep me in the hospital straight away. I wasn't convinced I had to, so I decided to stay home, but just follow their advice, like drink a lot, sleep a lot, like wrap yourself in blankets if you're cold from the fever. So that I did all that, but I couldn't really do much. And then I went back again, and my blood, like, so one of the symptoms is, like I said, it destroys your blood, and one of the components of your blood, it destroys your blood platelets, and that is a part of your blood that causes your blood to clot when it gets exposed. So when you have a cut, your blood clots to close the cut. And the blood platelets are the component of your blood that make sure that your blood clots properly. And so that is one of the things that are being destroyed by this disease, and that is also why actually one thing you have to be careful with when you have this disease is not to get bleeding, like not to get bleeding wounds, and you might actually start spontaneously bleeding as a cause of this disease, like nosebleeds, your gums may start bleeding. The hospital told me I was not allowed to brush my teeth during this time because it causes gum bleeding. So yeah, that is one thing it does to you is your blood platelets go down. And so this, like the second day I went to the hospital, my blood platelets were really, really low, and they were a bit worried about that, so they decided to keep me in the hospital. Now fortunately, hospitals in Thailand are amazing, like they're better than in many Western countries actually. So I went to the hospital, I was admitted, I had my own private room in the hospital that was like almost like an apartment. It even had like a small kitchen area, my own bathroom, a really large private room. Now I was just in bed all day. I mean, I was super tired, so I didn't really benefit much from the luxurious room, but it was a really great room for a hospital room, and yeah, and that was kind of an advantage, I guess, to being in Thailand with this, that I didn't have to like sleep in a room with multiple people, or like a really small room or really uncomfortable room. It was very comfortable, and the staff took good care of me. Now the first couple days I had no appetite, but after that I started eating, and the hospital provided food. Fortunately, I have travel insurance that covers these things, so my travel insurance covers the cost of staying in the hospital. But even then, like compared to a lot of Western countries, it's super cheap as well in Thailand. So even though I went to one of the more expensive private hospitals here in Chiang Mai, the bill at the end ended up being like 35,000 baht, which equals about $1,000 for, I think I spent 3 or 4 nights in the hospital, including food and medicine. They gave me an IV, they gave me like paracetamol every day and some antihistamines towards the end when things started to, like when my arms and legs started to become really itchy. Yeah, so that's my experience with dengue fever. So unfortunately that meant I had to stop my video challenge. I was super tired. Especially like the first week, I could not do anything. I couldn't even think about work. I couldn't even think about anything, honestly. Like I was just in pain, I was sick, I was tired. If I had like waking moments, I would just watch like TV for a little bit and then go back to sleep. So the first week I was destroyed. I was really horribly destroyed. The second week I was still extremely tired. Like I slept 12 to 14 hours a day still every day. So I started picking up work a little bit, but like very minimally, like just doing like the bare minimum to keep things going. And then the third week, finally I started getting better, and so that's where we are at now. So it's been about 3 weeks since the disease started, a little over that now, and finally I feel a lot more restored. I started going to the gym again this week. So last week I tried to go to CrossFit, and that was like a bad idea. I went to CrossFit early in the morning. I came back from it and I fell straight back asleep and slept till like midday almost. So I went like at 7 in the morning, came back, or 7:30, came back at 8:30, took a shower at 9, I went back to bed, and I slept till like 1 p.m. or something like that because I was just destroyed. Like not like you normally when I go to a CrossFit class, I get like really tired from it, but like in a good way. Like I exercised, I worked out, feels really good. This was a whole nother level of like destroyed. So I decided not to try that again for a while. This week I picked up going to the gym again. I went to the gym here in our apartment building. Just did like short workout, like a little bit of cardio, like running, and a little bit of like lighter weights. Slowly picking it up again. I think later this week or early next week I will start going to CrossFit again and see how it goes, and then I'm gonna pick up my stuff again. I also started my morning routine again. I was earlier I was not able to get out of bed like much earlier than like 11, 12 because I just needed like 12, 14 hours of sleep, like way more than usual. Fortunately this week I'm able to reduce that back to like 8, 9 hours again, and I'm able to go to bed like midnight, wake up at 8 a.m. and do a bit of a morning routine again where I do my Wim Hof breathing method, I do some meditation, I go to the gym, I come back, take a shower, and then start working again in the morning. So finally things are back on track, and so that means I have some good news too. First of all, I have, together with my girlfriends, hired an intern for our companies that we're running. So I will introduce her in another video, or maybe in one of Helipad Marketing's videos. So look out for that if you want to meet her. So that's super exciting. She's going to be helping us with all our businesses and with a lot of stuff that we are doing right now. Other than that, I've got a new phone. I bought a Samsung Galaxy S8, so that means I will be like, one of the disadvantages of my old phone, I had a OnePlus One, was that its camera was not amazing. I wasn't really able to use the camera for anything but like quick shots here and there, but the Galaxy S8 has an amazing camera. This is one of the reasons I bought that phone. I am going to be able to take videos on the go. If I'm like somewhere spontaneously want to take a video, I don't have to have my camera with me, I don't have to have the tripod with me. I can take a bit of footage, I can take like nicer pictures and start picking up my Instagram again. So that's exciting news. Other than that, New Year's is coming up. I'm gonna probably do a bit of a promotion around New Year's. I missed out, unfortunately, on doing Black Friday promotion. But my girlfriend and I are working on some promotion for our agency, Helipad Marketing, right now. We're going to give businesses kind of a like plan your year around New Year's, like what did you do in 2017 marketing wise, and what do you plan on doing in 2018, kind of a worksheet for businesses to figure out their marketing plans. And in addition to that, for Liberty to Travel, I am going to also give away some kind of a like start your new year, like what are you gonna do, like goal wise, business wise. Yeah, that's going to be super exciting, so look out for that. And I am picking up my video challenge again. I have some material already for some new videos. I will be picking up some material over the next couple days. Tomorrow I'm actually going to do a Thai cooking class. I will probably bring my camera and shoot a bit of footage at the Thai cooking class, so that will be a nice video as well. So see you in the next one, and I hope you learned something about dengue fever in this one. And if you want to protect yourself from dengue fever in Thailand, put on mosquito spray on your arms and your legs, like every bit of skin that is exposed. If it's a little colder, you can wear long sleeves, long pants. Obviously it's generally very warm here, so it's not that easy to do, but yeah, those are things you can do. Also, when you're indoors, make sure the air conditioning is running. I'm super surprised actually that I got dengue fever here, because we live in this apartment, we almost always have the air conditioning running there. I don't really get a lot of mosquito bites in general, and even then, like, it happened just right here in the city. Like, some people, they think, oh, you went to the jungle or the mountains or like Pai or somewhere where there's like a lot more like countryside and mosquitoes, but no, I got it right here in the city. So unfortunately that can happen. Protect yourself from mosquitoes is the lesson here.